That's how I'm firing. I'm strong. I'm strong. I'm strong. Strong.
All right, guys, we are back. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy CMB checking in. And guys, we are less than a month away from one of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing in recent times. Of course, I'm talking about the four-division champion, four-division champion, two-time undisputed champion, and the guy seen as the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, will be putting his 168-pound undisputed titles on the line against four-division champion, two-time undisputed champion at 140 and 147, and seen around the world as the pound-for-pound king, Terence "Bud" Crawford. This is for the top of the food chain, guys. This is it. So this is a fight you don't want to miss. I got my ticket. If you're planning on getting a ticket, you better get your ticket. If not, you can watch the fight on Netflix. You don't want to miss this one. You do not want to miss this fight. This is a history-making fight, in my opinion. Now, what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Abel Sanchez and his thoughts on this upcoming fight pertaining to Terence "Bud" Crawford. And I'm going to read what he had to say here. He did an interview with Seconds Out YouTube channel. I'm going to read his quotes, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on what I think about what he said here. So he says this, and I quote, Terence belongs down at 154 and 147, but it's a great opportunity for him. All the guys that are in the lower divisions want that opportunity to fight Canelo for a lot of different reasons. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt, but I don't think he's going to be strong enough to deal with Canelo. A name like Crawford motivates Canelo to be more focused than he was against William Skull. I don't think it would be the same fight as Skull had. I think Crawford has the responsibility and pressure on him to make it a fight. And that was a quote, like I said, from Abel Sanchez, trainer of Triple G. Now, let me start off by saying this. Abel Sanchez, I don't think Abel Sanchez is hating in his thoughts about this fight. I think he gave a well thought out reason why he thinks Crawford doesn't win the fight. And typically I would agree when he says here that Terence belongs down at 154 and 147. For most fighters, I would say that. But in my opinion, Crawford is an exception to the rule. His skill set transcends him just fighting at 154 and 147. I think he is very capable of beating a fighter at 168 despite being the smaller guy. Because I believe that skills pay the bills. I don't think weight wins fights. I think skills win fights. So I disagree with that point, but I think 9 times out of 10 he's making a valid point there. So I'm not hating on what he had to say there. Now we've heard this time and time again about Crawford being the smaller guy. I remember leading up to the Errol Spence Jr. fight, Errol Spence said that Crawford was lighting ass. Yeah, he said Crawford was lighting ass, and we know what happened to Spence taking Terence Crawford lightly because he's lighting ass because he's a smaller fighter, and he got absolutely destroyed in that fight. Now, do I think it'll be the same thing with Canelo? Because Canelo's he fights at a much higher weight class. Honestly, I don't think Crawford is knocking out Canelo. I think Canelo has one of the best chins in boxing. But I do think that Crawford has the skill set to defeat Canelo Alvarez. Now, here's the thing. One of the things that he said here, Abel Sanchez, he says that Crawford has the responsibility and pressure on him to make it a fight. And here's what I say about that. I think the responsibility lies on both of the fighters. But what I kind of read into that, and I could be wrong on this, is that Crawford should dumb down his skill set to accommodate Canelo Alvarez. Because you hear it all the time, from Terence "Bud" Crawford detractors, I would say. He's going to run around the ring. And we know Crawford's not a runner. He doesn't run around the ring. And people usually say that about fighters who have good footwork. If you got a fighter who has good footwork, fast hands, power, a good brain, all these attributes, that a flat-footed fighter does not have, then the first thing they're going to want to do is to try to get that fighter to dumb down his abilities to accommodate the other fighter. And I don't expect Crawford to dumb down his abilities to accommodate Canelo Alvarez. He's going to use what he has to get what he wants. That's what he should be doing. And he shouldn't be forced or try to be shamed into, making it a fight where he just stands there toe-to-toe with Canelo Alvarez, who fights at 168, where you have Crawford, who's never fought at 168, and trade with him. That's just dumb. That's just stupid. And I don't expect him to do that. But I do think Crawford has the ability to win this fight. I think he can win on points. I think he can outbox Canelo Alvarez. It's clear to me that he is the better, more well-rounded fighter. We saw in the fight with William Skull, Canelo Alvarez having problems cutting off the ring. Now, let's just say that William Skull was an accurate puncher. That fight could have ended very differently. And here you have Crawford, who has great footwork, and he's a very accurate puncher. He knows how to set traps. He's a switch hitter. He's a thinker in the ring. He can win this fight, guys. If you think Crawford can't win this fight, then, you're fooling yourselves. I'm not saying he's going to win, but he has a great chance of winning, in my opinion. And I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. But we'll see. I just wanted to give my opinion on that. I don't think Abel Sanchez is hating at all. I think he gave a very thought out answer of how he feels about this fight. But I, respectively disagree. I don't think that, Canelo Alvarez's size and power necessarily wins the fight. I think it's more than that when it comes to a fighter like Terence Crawford. Just plain old power and being bigger is not going to win this fight, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. You guys, let me know what you think about it in the comments section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.